All right, guys, what's going on? It's the 8th episode of TMG Podcast, the #1 Milan podcast in the world. Remember that? I'm host Luca LaPorta, co-founder of Milan Guys. Mike, again, couldn't be here today. He had a work interview today, so good luck to him, but unfortunately couldn't be here. But I'm here with two very special guests. The first one is Jurgen. You've seen him before. He's been on. Jurgen, how's it going, man?
Good, how are you? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries. And we have a brand new guest, a good friend of mine. We've written together for websites and stuff. Big Milan fan, Patrick Stoll. What's going on, man?
Hey, man. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Of course. Yeah, no worries. So we got a pretty good episode today. There's never a dull moment in Milan Mercato or anything. It seems like this year.
Yeah, thank God.
I know. Okay. So basically, let's just get right into it. I want to talk a little bit about, just to start it off, like a little introduction thing. Did you guys catch the U21 Azzurri by chance?
I did not. I was searching for like the game in every channel on my television, and for some reason I could not find it.
I had HD streams.
Oh no.
Yeah, I tweeted them. Okay. Anyways, so I was just gonna kind of talk about how the Milan players on the Azzurri performed for the Azzurini. So Calabria got a lot of minutes. Locatelli didn't get as many minutes, unfortunately, and Donnarumma played every game. Locatelli, I'm not really sure why Luigi Di Biagio didn't really use Locatelli more often. He only started giving him more chances, later. He didn't give him basically any chances in the group stages. And I think that was a big mistake because, as you saw, Gagliardini basically ruined the game. Interman ruined the game for the Azzurri, getting a stupid red card.
You hate to see that.
Oh my God, it was terrible. Right when that happened, I said, okay, it's game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that Gagliardini had just a stupid foul in crunch time in the final 10 minutes.
No, it was like 65th. It was like 65th, but it was crunch time. But yeah, Donnarumma looked like he had something else on his mind. He didn't look himself. He was he was kind of slow. I think he conceded 6 goals in the whole tournament on 10 shots.
That's not the golden ratio that we're used to.
Yeah, no, I know. It's
I wonder what could possibly be on his mind at this time.
No, we don't know, honestly.
I wonder.
Fat agent.
I can't imagine. It's something about like a contract extension or something.
Yeah, who knows?
That just shows that it's like poor play or like just poor execution by his agent. Like when he has a big tournament coming up, coming and announcing a decision when he isn't there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think what Raiola wanted to do is, obviously Raiola wants him off to Madrid, right? Like Raiola is all about making commissions and getting a big transfer to Madrid. For Donnarumma is big commissions for him. But I think he forgot that Donnarumma is only 18, so stuff like this messes with his mind a lot more than it would older players. And because he has like a 74% save ratio in his 2 years with us.
Yeah, he's really, really good, really, really effective. He didn't look himself.
With the under 21s, he did poorly. So
yeah,
it all got to his head.
It's how it is.
Just as one side note, though, in Donnarumma's defense, when you have a manager of the U21 Azzurini who is playing people in the wrong positions, such as, I know a couple games back, he started Calabria as a left back, which is not his position, and we all know that.
Yeah.
Whereas then when he puts him at right back, magically Calabria plays better. So I think in his defense, when you're playing people out of position, and when Gagliardini gets a red card, and when Patenya can't complete a play, like that's just going to put him in somehow a worse position than Milan's backline sometimes did.
No, I know for sure.
It was just
Luigi Di Biagio did a terrible job managing managing that team. He's definitely. I wrote this for my debut Football Italia. I said Luigi Di Biagio's not the man to lead, a group of talented youngsters. Italy should have very well challenged to win this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. You look at the talent on this team, there's no reason for them not to be finalists.
And then, Conti and Berardi got yellow cards in the group stage game that they got 2 yellow cards, so they were out for the next game. It's whatever. I just wanted to talk about, Calabria looked okay. He played him at left back though, so
see, that's not his position.
Yeah, no, I know he can't play.
His decisions boggle my mind. Like everyone knows, like even like the FIFA video game. Like I hate to compare it to like a video game, but like even that would only say he's a right back. Like don't put him at left back. That's not what he can do.
Exactly. No, exactly.
They did the same thing with De Sciglio, and that really stunted his development.
Yeah, well, De
Sciglio, gets a little confused.
De Sciglio is a little bit different. Like De Sciglio can play like defensively. He can play on the left side and right side.
Well, right now.
Yeah, right now.
But going forward, he can only go on one side.
Yeah, he's a better right back.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
He's a better right back, and it's just how it is though. When you have a Abati playing right back, right? You put De Sciglio on the left side because you're not going to put Abati on the left side, right? He's been there forever.
Yeah.
Aside from that, though, I wish Locatelli would have got more minutes, but we know how valuable he is to us, so it's fine. So let's talk Mercato right here.
Sure.
Borini, Fabio Borini, ex Roma man, Liverpool man, and Sunderland man, who just got relegated this year. The Milan account just tweeted a video of him taking his medicals this morning, the first part of his medicals. And the update is he'll take a second part of his medicals tomorrow morning and sign the contract at Casa Milan with the patented triple handshake between the player, Fassone, and Mirabelli.
That's my new favorite.
Yeah, that's great. So I know a lot of Milanisti are really hating this. And to be honest with you, I love Gianluca Lapadula, so I'm also a little bit upset. I wish we can keep Borini and Lapadula. I wish, because Borini, whatever, if he wants to come, basically what it is, that skill aside, there's a lot of players who basically didn't choose Milan over the past few years, right? If Borini wants to come here and he's okay, we obviously told him he's going to be like a third string. So
yeah.
If he really wants to come here and be a third stringer and he's accepting that role, then you know what? Salute to you, because he loves Milan, I guess, and he's probably one of those players.
Yeah,
I don't know how big Milan is as a club, but I've watched him. I watch Premier League sometimes in the weekends and whatever. I've seen him score a couple of goals. One that comes to mind, he scored a really nice one against Man City. He scored a nice one against Man City. It was at the Etihad Stadium. He scored. It was nice. It was really nice. And I'm like, geez, that's a nice goal. I remember he scored that one. I always remember him because he was in the U21. He was in the U21 Euros, the last tournament.
Yeah, he was in the U21 Euros.
Yeah,
I'm looking him up right now. Yeah, he was actually included by Cesare Prandelli in the UEFA 2012 Euros, on the senior squad. So at one point he was pretty highly regarded.
Oh, I know.
But I think he's one of these players, and I have a couple of thoughts on him, but one of them is I think he's one of these players that he saw money in the Premier League, i.e. Liverpool, and then basically wasn't used correctly, showed promise. For example, Mohamed Salah.
Yeah.
When he was at Chelsea, just was not used correctly.
Yeah.
But he ended up staying there and kind of getting trapped in there, and then he didn't get enough playing time or show enough that anyone would want to bring him back.
Yeah.
And now he's 26. He's not old, but my thing is, I too am a Lapadula fan. I like his work ethic. I like that he doesn't.
I like his story, to be honest with you.
I love everything about him. He works hard. He does score. I wish we could keep Lapadula, but if he's going to get more playing time somewhere else, and that's what he has said that he's looking for,
Yeah.
I'm
You know what?
completely fine with getting some money for him, and I'm fine with Borini as depth, and I'm also good with him not costing a lot. Like, he's a €1 million reserve loan, and then if we want to buy him full, I guess it's up to 6 million. Like, I can go along with that. My problem is if he is the third and Lapadula, who was our second, is gone, and Andre Silva is our first, we being Milan, need to actually make a decision. Can we sell Carlos Bacca?
Yeah.
Can we buy a backup?
But is Kalinic an upgrade to Bacca?
No, he's not. He's worse than Bacca.
No, I don't think he is.
Or is he basically the
That's my
same?
problem.
Or is he basically the same?
I think he's basically the same.
He has like
That's
a
my
lower.
problem. He's too expensive.
He has a lower shot conversion percentage, and he's had more chances, and he's scored like about the same, I think, as Bacca.
I think honestly,
In Bacca's worst season ever.
I think they'd probably bring the same amount to the table. No.
I think for Milan, if you line them up in the same place, I think if you gave them the same chances, I think they would score the same plus or minus maybe 2 goals. My problem is not Kalinic. My problem is the fee for Kalinic. I don't want to spend 30 million on a backup striker when we still have holes in the midfield.
No, I know, and
Yeah.
and that's
If Ricardo Montalivo is still starting and we're spending 30 million on a backup striker, like what are we doing? I'm fine with 6 million for Borini.
Yeah, I know 6 million for Borini is like toilet paper to Young Han Lee. I mean,
Fun fact: 6 million was the price we bought Bonaventura for. So,
but like you gotta think like, you know what, Moreno, a good friend of mine, just put in the live chat right now on YouTube. It's pretty lit right now. He just said the difference with Kalinic is that he isn't a tool off the ball. Because Bacca off the ball, he had like cement in his cleats.
yeah, that's true.
And that's an issue that we saw this year, especially in that 4-3-3 formation. Even at 3-5-2, like Bacca's effective. He was effective on Sevilla because he had that like a little bit more supporting cast. Like he had Benega and Koke, and he had other guys beside him. That helped him out. And it's tough because I do feel bad for Bacca because it's not all his fault. Like it really isn't. But that's
right,
just
he could put a little more effort in there. Like,
for sure. Like when you look at how much Lapadula runs,
he never stops. He's like Andrea Poli. If Andrea Poli was actually good at shooting the ball and dribbling and passing,
no, exactly.
Generally being a soccer player, like that's.
I love Poli. So
I love Poli, except he just goes hard and is like, if you have like a maximum 10 rating on everything, he's like a 5 at everything, and then he's like a 10 at effort. Like he's just sprinting, but he isn't that good at much of anything. I think his growth was a little stunted.
He just loves Milan. He loved Milan.
Yeah, exactly. He's consummate professional, just like Kosuke Honda.
Oh yeah, that's what
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's what Rocco Di Milano tweeted. My favorite account. He tweeted that, just like Honda, thank you. The Poli, I don't know if you guys heard of Poli, is gone to Bologna.
Gone to Bologna for free.
But thanks to Poli, thanks for his years. Like again, another professional. He never complained, never hurt. You always saw him celebrating when he did come on the field. He did try to work his absolute hardest. I remember him this year, the one match against Bologna when we were down to 9 men. He like literally got destroyed. He got injured. He was injured, and we didn't have any subs left.
So he came on as a sub.
Yeah, he came on as a sub.
He got injured after we ran out of subs, and he kept running.
He played the rest.
He's not good at anything, but he always puts in 100%. So I think he deserves respect for that.
For Poli, the only thing he's really good at, the only thing I can trust him at is that if you're defending a lead, if you have a lead, you sub him on for 5 minutes. He'll be good because he's not going to get
harasses anyone with the ball.
Yeah, because he won't get exposed or whatever. He's literally he's aggressive. You know what I mean? He won't
like N'Golo Kante. Really, he's a mini N'Golo Kante.
No, he's literally Conte. They're the same player, except one plays in the Premier League, so he's regarded as world class. It's the exact same thing. Get out of here. Conte's garbage, man. I don't.
Yeah, he's not garbage. He's a good destroyer.
Okay, yeah. He's a good disruptor. That's what he does.
Yeah.
The
Anyway,
thing with Foley, though, was like once a season, he would pull off some like skill move, and you'd be like, "What the hell was that?"
yeah. No, remember the one?
Yeah, like where was that this whole time?
Remember the one he did? What was it? It was like the 1 360. No, that was Montolivo. Here, you know
he
what?
would do like little flicks and stuff, and like a behind the back flick, and then like nutmeg people, and it's just. But
Pretty
like
sure he nutmegged someone once, and I lost
season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
At one point, he nutmegged somebody and just like dummied him and kept running, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's it."
Yeah,
But then to counteract that, he has moments where he falls over himself, like that one time against, I think it was against Sassuolo, maybe. Atalanta, yeah.
Anyways, listen to this. So let's talk Borini. He's going to be a new Milan player tomorrow morning. So last season, again, people got to remember, Milanisti, remember this. He played for Sunderland. Sunderland is probably one of the worst teams to stay up in the first division ever. They're terrible.
Ever.
So you got to remember, nobody has a good season on frickin' Sunderland.
Except for apparently
Defoe, right? He plays for Sunderland.
Jermaine Defoe, that's it. Okay, anyways. So last season, Borini had 2 goals for Sunderland. The year before that, he had 5 goals, 2 assists. The year before that, he was at Liverpool. He had a goal and an assist, but he didn't have many minutes. He only had 300 minutes. The season before that, at Sunderland, he had 7 goals and 2 assists. He scored 2 goals at the U21 Euros 4 years ago. Remember that? And then before that, he played for Roma. He scored 9 goals in the one season for Roma. It's not that far in the distance. It was only 5 years ago, and he was 21.
See, I'm looking at his stats, and if he gets several appearances, because he had 15 appearances for Sunderland last year, and he only had 1 goal. And as you said, Sunderland is just garbage. But when he got 26 appearances the year before, he had 6 goals in all competitions. And that 1 year that he was loaned from Liverpool to Sunderland, 32 appearances in the league, and he had 7 goals in the league, plus 3 goals in the League Cup in 5 appearances. So evidently, if he actually gets regular playing time, it's like he can catch into a rhythm. Other than that, shocker. If you only give him 12 appearances, he's not going to score a lot.
No, exactly. And, it's I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because any player players can play better in different atmospheres. There's players that were garbage for their wherever they were, and then they go to a new team, and wow, they're good again. Like know what I mean?
That was Salah, that was Quadrado.
So Quadrado at Fiorentina was literally a beast. I'll be honest. He was a beast. He went to Chelsea. He looked like he was just. He wasn't a fit, and
looked like he was lost.
And you got to remember again, Sunderland was a terrible team, guys. So, usually when you have a terrible team, it's really hard to be a stand-up performer. But Borini will be a third string. That's it. We have 3 competitions this year, guys. 3. If people think Andre Silva is gonna play 60 games, they're wrong.
Oh yeah, no. And if he does, he's gonna get hurt.
Oh yeah.
If they try and do it's written in the stars that if he tries to play like too many games in a row, he's going to get hurt. Just like any immortal man. As much as we love Andre Silva, he can't be God out there.
Like he's young.
Well, it'd be the same thing as El Shaarawy. Like if you play, like especially younger players, if you play them like too much, it's really like a risky thing to do.
Yeah. Okay, but honestly, let's chat. So Borini signed tomorrow this contract. Second part of the medical is basically official, and Milan account tweeted a video of him. Anyways, what? So be honest with me here, and this is opinion-wise. Pasha, I'll go to you first, and Jurgen. Would you be okay with Bacca as a backup striker in between like Andre Silva and Fabio Borini? Patrick, go ahead.
I'll take a tentative yes, because if we keep Baca and we put him behind Andre Silva, and this is a situation where Mirabelli and Fassone have to sit down with Baca and say, look, you're not the starter, but if you get put into a game by Montella, you need to do something to change the game. And we know Baca can score. If he's the backup, that means we're not spending 30 or 20 or 25 on Kalinic, which, again, like we talked about, is basically Baca but Croatian. So if we keep Baca, put him behind, and then if he doesn't perform, like if he just sucks, then we just offload or try to offload him in January. I think that's a solid move. I think if he's the backup, he's not the worst player on the squad. He's not the worst striker that we've ever had.
No, he's not even bad.
He's not that bad. He just doesn't move anymore.
No, he doesn't move.
So I think, and when the thing is, 2 years ago, he was what we needed.
Oh yeah, he was.
But now age has really caught up to him. I think as a backup, put him in the 65th or 70th minute, try and get a goal from him. I think that's a solid move. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all.
Yeah, no, it's, I agree, to be honest. Like, I don't care. I wouldn't care if Baca was a backup. It gives you can play with two strikers. Actually, Baca does work better with two strikers because he worked good in Mihalovic's 4-4-2, right?
Yep.
He's
good in open space. He's just not good around other players.
Well, yes, he can't hold the ball up that much, right? And that's where Kalinic is better than him at. Kalinic can hold the ball up nicely. He's bigger, right? He's bigger than
right, yeah.
And I'm gonna do a quick while we're talking, a little squawker comparison here. Sorry, excuse me, guys. Between Baca and Kalinic, and I like Carlos Baca. I really like how, after that when cheating happened at Juventus Stadium, he was the one who went after the referee. He actually cared that much. He was on the bench.
Yes.
I like that. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I really like that. I like when guys do that.
I like his passion for it. It's just sometimes it seems like he gets either bored or like too tired out there.
Well, it's inconsistent, right? Like some games he's really on the ball all the time, and then some games he's like, "What the hell? Like, did he play today?"
Well, I've also seen him on a fast break sometimes where he just can't be stopped because his possession is pretty good, Baca, when he isn't being crowded. If he's on a counterattack, unlike other players that we've had, he can really, I've seen him boss the goalie around on a fast break or on a counterattack, excuse me. So I don't know. I would be a fan of having him in the right formation, but if we start him up front in, let's say, a cup match or something, or I'm sorry, Europa League match because Silva's tired, that's the kind of situation where it's like, okay, this is going to be a rough game for us if we have to start Baca. That's one of my concerns.
Is he that bad though?
I don't think he's that bad. I think he's just been unlucky with
a 30 million euro striker.
Yeah, he's also getting up there in age. That's one of my concerns is he's getting up there in age.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. I'm doing a squad comparison here, and Kalinic has him beat everywhere.
Yeah.
Like total score, attack score, chances created, total shots per 90. The only thing Baca hasn't beaten is he has 3% higher shot accuracy. That's it. Aside from that, though, everything else is pointing towards Kalinic. Kalinic is a little bit younger too, no?
Yeah, I think he's 29.
See, yeah, he's 29 years old, and Baca's what, 31?
31, yeah.
He's 30 right now. He's probably turning 31 soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's turning 31 soon.
I think another thing we have to take into consideration is that we are going to be strengthening the midfield, which helps Baca because he's a guy who needs service. He's not the kind of striker who creates for himself. He needs that service, and without us, because the way he works well is if there's no midfield service, he works well with a second striker beside him, because then they can play off each other. But if there is a good midfield behind him, I think he'll be fine up front, especially as a second choice. The only thing is whether he'd be willing to be second choice. I think that's the issue. But
he has high wages for a second choice striker.
Yeah. And I don't think he'd be willing to take a pay cut or anything like that. But if he was willing to stay on as the second choice, I would take him 100%, especially because we're going to be strengthening the midfield. And he'd also, I think with him, he kind of needs incentives for motivation. And if we're in the Europa League, his motivation could be like, okay, I can win silverware. But in the Serie A, realistically, there was no chance of us winning anything in the Serie A last year.
So a motivated Bacca.
A motivated Bacca, I think, and would be really good, and especially as a second choice. With all the circumstances, better midfield motivation with the Europa League, all that stuff, I think he'd be fine as a second choice. The only issue is whether he'd be willing to accept being the second option.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting. But apparently, a lot of reports saying that apparently it's stalled. Us and Kalinic.
Yeah, Fiorentina don't want to sell, I believe.
And apparently, our offer is not good. They want $30 million. No thanks.
Yeah, see, that's my issue. I'm fine with Kalinic. I don't have a problem with him. My problem is I don't want him for 30. I want him for 15.
Yeah.
But if you sell Bacca for say there's no offers for Bacca right now, but say you sell Bacca for 20 and you buy Kalinic for 25, would you do that?
Probably not.
No?
I would buy Kalinic for at most 20.
Yeah.
And I'd be willing to throw a player in there.
Apparently
what I don't want us to do is just flip Borini.
Apparently Fiorentina is interested in Bertolacci.
I don't know why. But.
Do it. 15 or 20 in Bertolacci. That's like a ham sandwich. Go for it. You want him, take him. I would honestly ask Fiorentina, would you be willing to give us...
Is Bertolacci valuable, though? Is he valuable?
I don't think so.
I don't see him as valuable. I saw maybe 2 good performances from him under Mihajlovic. And then he was always playing the wrong position. I believe when he was... Because Mihajlovic played a 4-3-1-2.
No, it was a 4-4-2, but... it was a 4-4-2, but it kind of... I don't know. It changed a bit. It changed in mid-game.
Yeah.
One
time he played a 4-3-1-2, and I believe he put Bertolacci in the one spot I'm blanking on the word, but he put him right in front or behind the strikers, and he played really well. But then he tried putting him. Yeah. So thank you. Trequartista, when he put him in that role, Bertolacci actually played all right. He was fine. But when he was one step back, as Regista in the center of the midfield, yeah, that was an issue.
Yeah.
So
I think another thing with Bertolacci is I don't think he handles pressure well. Because when he was on loan, it was Genoa, right, that he was on loan at when he had his really good season. He had no pressure there. But with Milan, there's much more pressure. I think
there's also a different it's different to play for a bigger club.
Yeah, and that mixed with his high fee, I think all of that kind of just got into his head, and he's trying to do too much maybe, and that's maybe why he's been so poor, or he's just a terrible footballer all around, and that was just a one-off at Genoa. But I don't know. I'm fine with letting him go. I don't think he has a place in the squad at all. He's not cut out for it.
Yeah, I'm fine with letting him go. If they want him, I would sell him.
I just feel would it be valuable for depth?
Maybe, but by that extension,
there were a couple games where Bertolacci looked decent.
By that extension, though, wouldn't we want Poli for depth?
Yeah, you're right. But Bertolacci can add a bit more than Poli. I don't know. Actually, the guy that I think who can add the most out of all 3 of them is Mati Fernandez, and I think we should keep him back. But
yeah, I would like to have Mati signed permanently. I think he'd be a good depth option because he's nothing special or anything, but he can get the job done, I guess.
I'm good with him as depth, as long as we can stop starting him and Sosa. I also would be okay with
Send him
retaining.
back to the Kebab League.
Oh, jeez. I would be good with retaining Fernandez as a sub. I would be good with maintaining Pasalic.
Yeah.
For depth, he's who I want to keep as depth.
Is he better than? I don't know. I like Mati Fernandez. I'm a huge fan of Mati Fernandez, and so is Montella. So I think he only has a €1 million obligation or option.
Is that only 1 million?
Do it.
Yeah.
Oh, take it. Take it.
Should, yeah. I'd like to see Kuchka stay as backup, but I think he's off.
I think he's off. I think he's out.
Kuchka's gonna be off to what the hell is that name called?
Trabzonspor or something like that.
Kebab League. That's where Kevin Constant went all those years ago.
He did. He's still there.
I hope for their sake he isn't, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. I as soon as he left, it was one of those party times, like when Zaccardo left. It was like, yes, they're finally gone.
Zaccardo for Ballon d'Or.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Kevin Constant.
Okay, so let's talk Andrea Conti. I tweeted it yesterday, so basically, like for those, I did this. So for those who can't speak Italian. Oh wait, hold on. Update. Di Marzio. Calciomercato Milan a breve incontro con Atlanta per Conti. So, the short meeting is right now. Like they're about to meet right now. He just tweeted this.
That's good news.
So we're gonna
close because maybe we can just close it and finally be done with this saga and actually sign our right back.
Okay, perfect. Yes, so it's happening. We're hopefully, and Alfredo Pedula has been really, really reliable for Milan this summer.
He's been great.
Me and Rocco Di Milano were tweeting at him, and he was tweeting us back, and he said in Italian, he said, meeting tomorrow to close. And Conti said when Conti arrived in the airport yesterday, he said, and I quote, let's see, hold on, sorry guys. And I quote, he said, appena ho saputo dal Milan ho deciso che volevo giocare lì, so che domani si incontrano per trovare un accordo. So he said that when I heard that Milan wanted me, I decided I wanted to play there. Tomorrow they'll meet and hopefully find an agreement.
Good.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but that interview actually turns me off on him a little bit.
Why?
Because obviously it's great to hear somebody say he only thinks of us and everything like that, but it's kind of unprofessional for him to publicly talk about a transfer.
No, but his agent already did though. Like his agent already, like, you know what I mean? His agent probably gave him the okay.
It's still, but like, it's just, I think it's unprofessional because it's not even done. The clubs haven't even agreed a fee, anything like that yet. And he's out in the public saying like, yeah, hopefully it's done tomorrow, this and that. I just, because he's a good player and I think he's definitely an upgrade over Abate and like he'll do well for us. But who's to say in 2-3 years he doesn't do the same thing he's doing at Atalanta to us to leave for, I don't know, Juve or somebody else, you know? Like I just think it's a bit unprofessional, and that I'm not too happy about. But he is a good signing, and it's nice to see him say like he only thinks of us. Like that's definitely a positive. It's just it's a bit unprofessional, so it's I don't know.
Yeah.
So can I respond to that? So my thing is, in these transfer kind of situations, I almost feel like you can't win. For example, we Milanisti have been criticizing Donnarumma for not coming out and actually saying something for the past, was it now a month? And then his agent does it for him. And we're all like, okay, how about Donnarumma say something himself? And Conti, his agent, first of all, I would agree with you that when he said, I only want to join Milan, like I will not play for Atalanta again. Like I'm playing for Milan. I've told my agent. Like when the agent said that right before he left for the U21 Euros, that I thought was pretty unprofessional because he basically said, screw you, Atalanta, I'm out. Which I kind of agree with you because it's the kind of thing like if they cheated for you, they'll cheat on you.
Yeah.
So like I kind of agree that he very well in next 3 years could be like, I want nobody but Manchester United. I want nobody but Real Madrid. I want.
No, but
blah,
like
blah,
it's different though, because Atalanta to me, like maybe he's a huge Milan fan. His family are all Milan fans, and then his agent said, "Yeah, like your transfer is done, man. Like they're just gonna meet tomorrow."
I think he's a
I'm
Juve
okay
fan,
with
though.
him saying.
No, he's not. No way.
I think
No way.
He wouldn't be this
before
vocal if he was.
our game against Atalanta, before our second game against Atalanta, I think I read somewhere that he's a Juve fan.
No way. Okay. By the way,
Whatever.
is breaking news that so Fasone just left Casa Milan to meet with Percassi, the Atalanta president. So
I want to know how much the fee is going to be.
It's going to be
That's
apparently.
another thing I have an issue
Oh,
with.
yeah.
Like they're asking for like 28, and I think that's too much.
DiMarzio just tweeted that. DiMarzio just tweeted yesterday morning that we're apparently because we have a percentage in the future sale of Petagna.
Yeah.
So apparently we are gonna say like we're gonna just give them all Petagna, so we're not gonna have a percentage on the future sale, and that's gonna lower the price like 4 to 5 million. They said.
Oh,
Okay.
that's good because Petagna isn't going to be sold for much of anything.
So it could be like 23 million and plus Petagna percentage.
That's a good price. My only issue is so one of the things in regards to Conti coming out and saying like, yeah, I'm only going to go to Milan. Like I don't want to play for Atalanta anymore. Like this is my career move now. Well, he said
when Milan asked me when Milan wanted me, like I have to go. Like it's when Milan wanted me, I had to go, and they said tomorrow they're gonna meet and hopefully find an agreement.
Right, but I'm talking about what his agent said before he left, because what his agent said before he left
his agent was terrible.
Yeah, his agent was really unprofessional.
His agent was really bad about it.
But like away from Atalanta.
But like the player was in Poland, right? Like he didn't really know.
Right. And so I won't take that out on Conti, but what is unfortunate is that takes all the leverage away. Just from an Atalanta perspective, it's like, oh, great. Yeah, how are we supposed to get any money? It's almost like the Donnarumma situation where it's like, okay, great. How are we going to get any money for this sale for a player that doesn't want to be here? Yeah, because that's what Atalanta is going through right now. Oh, great. This player doesn't want to be here, but we still have his contract. He's not going to play for us again. He's going to play for Milan, and Milan want to buy him. We want 30, but there's no way that Milan are going to shell out 30 for a player who only wants to play for them.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And
like
so it's going to be
a sledgehammer to the negotiation.
They're meeting right now, and DiMarzio has the pictures and everything. So they're meeting right now, and hopefully, I'm really hoping I see the tweet. Conti è fatta per Conti. AC Milan. That means done. Deal done, and I hope so. And it's going to save Vite Medicino. What day is it today? Monday. Medical Monday.
Yeah, I think it'll be a great. I think it'll be a great signing. He automatically into the starting lineup,
of course,
and that secures the back line for the first time in
years.
Let's say 5 years.
5 years. Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
Well, even when Thiago Silva was here, we had Antonini at freaking left back. Like we've never.
Yeah.
We've
for sure.
Our left back issues and right back issues have been like long standing.
Yeah.
Now Alessio Romagnoli will actually have some help back there.
Yeah.
He won't have to start alongside Zapata, Abate, and De Sciglio. Or that tragic time when it was either Mihailovic or Montella put Andrea Poli at right back.
Yeah, they both did.
And it was just a train wreck. It was the most predictable situation ever.
And
turned out terribly.
And Kuchka played right back for a little bit too.
Except Kuchka actually did well the first time he played there.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad. He wasn't bad. Okay, so the meeting's happening right now. I'd love for their meeting to be done while we're on air. That'd be great.
That would be great.
Okay, so let's talk. The Milan Bible just tweeted. So according to Marca in Spain, Milan are still interested in Cuadrado, and they could offer 30 million or De Sciglio plus cash.
De Sciglio plus cash. That would be a great addition, but yet again, not what we need.
I don't want Cuadrado.
I don't want him at all.
I don't want him at all.
At all.
I'd be okay with the signing. The problem is that's not what we need.
No,
I
I know.
I go back to this every time. Ricardo Montolivo is still starting in midfield right now.
Well, he's not.
So
He's really not. Like, he's not starting because if Locatelli's didn't have a starting role, then it'd be him and Kessie. Because honestly, guys, we're not playing 4-3-3 next season.
No, I think we are.
No, 3-5-2. It's happening. I'm telling you.
I think 3-5-2 is going to be the second formation.
I don't know, man. Think about it. Why are we buying two strikers? Why hasn't Suso got renewed yet?
Because his contract expires in 2019, not 2018.
I know, but it's just I love Suso, but Mike actually tweeted on our account saying that he feels like Suso might not be included in the squad next year. I don't know. I really hope I'm wrong.
Well,
I like
here's the
Suso.
thing with the Çalhanoğlu transfer, though, because I guess that's why you're thinking
we
about.
haven't talked about him. Yeah. Is it Chal? Is it Chal or Cal?
I think it's Chal.
Çalhanoğlu.
Because we're getting linked to him, and I think that's why people are thinking we're gonna have a formation change. But he can play left wing perfectly capably, and he can also play in the center midfield. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is one of him, if he comes or Forsberg comes, I don't know if we're still interested in him. Either one of those two is going to play left wing, and Bonaventura is going to play in the center of midfield, or vice versa.
We also might play a 4-2-3-1.
That would be good too.
So you have just to set it up. So you have the back line: Rodriguez, Musacho, Romagnoli, Conti, then Kessie and Blank, and then your three are Bonaventura on the left, Çalhanoğlu in the middle, Suso on the right, and then Andre Silva up top. That'd be a very dangerous lineup.
It absolutely would, but we need to fill that blank. Is that going to be Biglia, or is it going to be? Because I saw links. Let me find it real quick.
I saw a link to Weigl before I went to
I saw that too.
Perfect. If we have Kessie and Weigl, oh my god!
It's not going to happen. But I would sell my soul for Weigl, dude. He's insane. He's like what 21, 22, and he's already one of the best registas in the world.
Weigl will be so perfect. What a chance he leaves Germany.
If we give him consistent starting time, I think there would be. Well,
I don't think Dortmund plan on selling by any means.
That's the issue. Yeah.
If we gave them 60 mil, I don't even think they'd give him to us. Because he's I don't know. I think some people kind of
we're gonna spend 60 mil. Can we just get James Rodriguez?
Huh.
If we're gonna spend 60 mil, I'm serious though. If we're gonna spend that high an amount, let's just get James Rodriguez. And I'm not kidding when I say if we were to get Biglia or Weigl or who's the Polish guy from PSG?
Oh, Krychowiak.
Yeah. If we were to get one of those guys and James, lock it up. That's at least second place.
Well, if James comes, then Çalhanoğlu would be a discussion, right? Çalhanoğlu's probably the alternative to James.
I think. Well, it's James, Forsberg, or Çalhanoğlu. I think those are the three names that they want.
Yeah.
Right. Those. It's if you don't get James, you have those two to fall back on. Type deal.
Crap! Freaking DiMarzio just tweeted, and I thought it was gonna happen. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. So Çalhanoğlu would be a really good signing, in my opinion. If we do get him for around 22 million euros, he can play behind the striker.
That would be a great signing.
He's
and we can finally actually threaten on free kicks too.
Yeah, he's a modern fantasista, that they call it in Italian, trequartista.
With him and Ricardo Rodriguez both able to actually take free kicks.
Yeah. And Suso and Bonaventura are capable of free kicks too.
Right. But now we're not going to have Montolivo saying, no, I got it, and just skying that.
Yeah.
Or trying a friggin' ball to the back post, but getting it in friggin' Rosette.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really exciting that we're linked to so many players, whereas this time last year it was Kuchka?
Yeah.
This time last year, Badel was a freaking unachievable dream.
Yes.
You know who I want for that Trequartista role if we do switch to the 4-2-3-1? We're not linked to him at all, but I'd love Ozil.
Ozil?
Yeah, I think he's the best playmaker in the world. So, like, Andre Silva with him behind, and then Suso and Jack on the wings would be immense. I don't think he'll leave Arsenal for us because it's not a step up at the moment because we're both Europa League.
Yeah. Well, isn't his contract done now?
No, it's I think next year.
Next year.
Him and Sanchez, I believe, are next year.
Oh, yeah, but they're not signing renewals this summer though.
Right.
So I think Arsenal are hopeful, but I doubt they will sign.
So what if Arsenal are forced to sell?
Well, I think Sanchez is out anyway.
I think we should go in for Ozil. I think Sanchez is probably off to Bayern this year.
Or Bayern or City.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. Like, basically, just to round it up, so we're meeting for Conti right now. So we're gonna end it off soon. Meeting for Conti right now. Borini is gonna sign his contract tomorrow. We're still interested in Çalhanoğlu. Kalinic is still interested in, and Lucas Biglia. But apparently, what happens if we flip Borini to Lazio?
Well, then we need another.
That's allowed. I don't think you can sell somebody as soon as you sign them up. I think there's like a waiting period.
For sure.
I think so. Well, unless we have him like ready to sign, and then we're like, hold up, we'll let you intercept if you lower the price or something like that. I think maybe they could try and do that, but
yeah,
I don't think you can sell somebody as soon as you buy them, unless it's like a buyback clause, maybe.
I don't know, because what's his name? Lotito went to England to try to get Borini.
Yeah.
And we got him. We got him on the low. Actually, it was under the table.
Here's a thought.
We had barely no links. We had like a one link.
If he was to sign, if for whatever reason, I don't even know if it's allowed to flip a player like that. But think with me here. If he goes for whatever reason to like Lazio to lower the price for Biglia, then we can just keep Cutrone as the third striker.
I think they want to loan out Cutrone.
Oh, that's what. Yeah.
I think they want to loan
Cutrone's probably going to get loaned out. I think Calabria might get loaned out because he'll be third choice after Conti arrives.
Pizzari's getting loaned out.
Pizzari's off to Ternana, I think.
Yeah.
Renewing his contract though.
Yeah, and there won't even be a meeting. They said, "I'll just renew it." That's it.
Free Pizzari.
Hey, Pizzari's legend. My goalie. My goalie.
Yes. Yeah.
He's my goalie. Okay, you know what? Before we end it off, just a little update on Donnarumma's saga. I really didn't want to talk about it too much because we already had a whole episode of it last week or 2 weeks ago. So as it stands right now, there's going to be a meeting with him, his father, Fassoni Mirabelli. I'm not even sure if Raiola is going to be present or not. I don't even know.
I hope not.
Shouldn't be.
So that's going to happen. They said by the end of the week. Today's Thursday. They said it could be this weekend. They don't know yet. So
it's never going to end. We're going to be at this. It's going to be August, and it's going to be like, oh, I wonder if he's actually going to renew or not.
No, no way. There's no way. July 3rd. We want everything by July 3rd, and July 3rd is 4 days away.
Which is my favorite thing, that we want everyone in camp ready to work.
Yeah, ready to work and gel together.
Because we have an early start to the season with the qualifiers for the Europa League, so you kind of need the people to
July 14th or something.
Yeah, you need the people to gel. I think he renews, but I think he's probably off to Real Madrid if he keeps Raiola as his agent like next year.
Mm-hmm.
If he has a change of if he gets the balls to fire Raiola, I think he might stay long term. Because I do think he wants to stay. It's just he's impressionable because he's 18, and Raiola is a master of mind games.
I just always knew him as when he always waves to the crowd, and then when I see his face now in the team, it's like, what are you doing to yourself?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Joe? What are you doing? You're one of us. I thought you were one of us. Why are you?
Yeah, because it's been time's passed, so I think a lot of the anger has been replaced with sadness now. And people like
Or hopefulness.
Well, we're hopeful now as well because of the renewal talks, but like, because I don't think anybody actually wants him to go because he's top 10 goalkeepers in the world at 18, at least in my opinion. Even after all this, like I'm pissed off at him and I'm upset about the whole situation, but you can't deny like he's a great goalkeeper. He still has room to grow. He still makes mistakes, obviously, because he's 18, but to be as good as he is at his age is pretty incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So for us to lose him, no matter the fee, like it's a big loss.
Well, can I just give a take on him real quick? So I think you guys are absolutely right when you guys said that I think he wants to stay, but he's impressionable. I think the thing that happened was he had a meeting with Fasone, just putting a couple pieces together. If you meet with Fasone and Mirabelli and they said, look, you're not going to play if you don't renew because we want to be able to go forward if you're not the future.
Yeah.
And he said that to Raiola, and Raiola was like, what the hell? Like, that's not okay.
Yeah, like
we're not doing this. We're not going to negotiate with them if they're doing that. And Gigio was like, oh, okay. Kind of like, okay, son, come along. And then Gigio said, oh, okay. And that's why Raiola said the decision was mine.
Yeah,
because
no, but he always
probably told him like we're not doing that.
He also said like it was maybe a month and a half ago now in the one newspaper in the interview he said decido io. So it's I decide his future.
Right.
And in the same interview he's like he's not my slave. I decide his future.
He's not a slave. Yeah, he's not a slave. I decide his future.
Right.
I think the whole Instagram fiasco kind of shows that he does want to stay because I think he didn't clear his Instagram post with Raiola, and then that's why.
He didn't. That post they already said in Milan were alerted that his post was genuine. That post was him. The Instagram post saying that.
Well, I mean, Locatelli and Calabria were with him because they were like they would have seen him do it because they were in the under-21s, right?
Yeah.
So like that was him. Like Raiola can say he got hacked because he wants to save face, but that was him. I just think he didn't clear the post with Raiola. Raiola saw it. He's like, "What are you doing? This ruins like my plans." Whatever. Tells him to delete it. And he's like, "Okay, yes, Dad." Like you said, Patrick. So it's I think it's just his family are friends with the Raiola family. I think he's just not man enough to like take definitive action.
Yeah, it was so funny because when he tweeted, it was the thing was hackeraggio sul mio account, chiudo social, and I died laughing. Hackeraggio.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
It's like, do you ever hackeraggio, bro? Hackeraggio. Like no one hacked his account. No one hacked it.
No way.
Nobody hacks an account and leaves the password the same.
And nobody would hack into an account and post a nice picture. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, if he posted like "fuck all you guys are all like you guys are." Oh, my bad for swearing. But if he like was swearing or like cursed at somebody or something like that in an Instagram profile and said, "Whoa, like it wasn't me. My account got hacked." That makes sense because why would a professional athlete do that, right? But like, the picture literally said like, "I'm sorry for everything. We'll talk about my renewal after the Euros. I want to be here at Milan." And it was a picture of him. It was him. It was him.
It was absolutely
Milan know it was him, and we'll see what happens. But we're gonna wrap things up. The meeting's still going on for Conti right now. Hopefully we can close him out as soon as possible. And stay tuned for Borini tomorrow. He'll be announced officially. Jurgen, thanks a lot for coming back on the show.
Hey man, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. We're happy to have special guests all the time, so you guys are definitely welcome back. Patrick, I hope you liked your TMG pod debut.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me on the #1 Milan podcast out there.
Number one,
Remember
that, everybody. The #1 Milan podcast out there. Tell your friends, tell your parents, tell your nonni, tell your sisters, tell your brothers, tell your dog, tell everybody. The #1 Milan podcast. Hopefully we can get the co-founder Mike. He's been he's been a ghost lately. He's making excuses all the time. All right, guys. So it was a fun episode. Thanks for everybody for listening and talking in the live chat. We got a lot of comments and stuff, which is great. It's us follow on Twitter. And if you guys want to write, if you guys ever want to write something for the Milan blog, let us know. And our website's pretty nice, so we'll definitely put your article on there. We get a good viewing. So yeah, awesome. Thanks a lot. Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, man.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Ciao. Forza Milan.